All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man, Jay Will. And while iPhones are not at the top of my list for my favorite phones of the world, they do have great features built into iOS. So in this video, I wanted to show you a few that I actually really enjoy. So the first one here is iMessenger. I think iMessenger is got to be one of the best features of iOS. Now, it does require that you use data. It does... the other person has to have an iPhone, simple things like that. But if you didn't know, you can still send, like different things like, effects to people, even if they don't have an iPhone. Now, some people get them, some people don't. But I've done it before and they say, hey, how'd you do that? And, I just sent it as though it was an iPhone. But nonetheless, iMessenger has got to be really good. And I'm still waiting for Google to come up with something like that that's actually going to play well, with Android phones across the board. Now, the next thing is FaceTime. Now, FaceTime is super smooth when using it over LTE or Wi-Fi. Do you guys remember when you weren't allowed to use FaceTime over LTE? Anybody remember that? Yes, I'm sure you do. Yeah, at one point you weren't allowed to use FaceTime over LTE. You had to do it over Wi-Fi. And so, that was a kind of a bummer, but now, and it's just because the networks weren't strong enough to handle that. But now FaceTime is very convenient, man. It's just really, really nice. And I think it's a great way to video chat. Now, one thing about iMessenger that I left out, and I've said this in other videos, with iMessenger, you can actually send like a full blown movie in HD through iMessenger. It is really that nice. And if you try to send things with Android phones, it comes across as an MMS, and then it's really grainy. It just looks horrible. So that's one bad part about not using iMessenger when I don't have my SIM card in this phone. But other than that, iMessenger, FaceTime, two of my favorites so far. The next one is a feature right here called Find Friends. And what you can do with this is you can find your friends. And it says friends, but that should be family to me because I don't have any friends that I actually give my information to, my location that much. So definitely for your children or your spouse or just having your whole family linked in there, you can go in and select share location and boom, where you at? Here, I'm right here. Just walk over here and the map pops open. Or if you just want to know when they're about to get home, if they're leaving work, you can set notifications and they'll let you know when they've left that location or when they've arrived at a certain location. It is very convenient. I really like that. You don't have to message a person all the time, say, hey, where you at? Are you still there? You can just look into Find Friends and you'll see exactly where they are. Super convenient. I really like it. And I think it's just great. Now, another feature that I really like about iOS, and this is also available through Apple products, period, is iMovie. iMovie is super convenient for creating a full-blown movie. You literally can create a movie right with this thing because it has all of the features for trailers, movies, projects. You can add things to the timeline. You can adjust the audio. This has got to be one of the best video editing apps for a phone or a tablet or just anything mobile. And it's even better when you get it onto a computer. I used to use the other version of the Apple has, the one that costs $2.99, and I thought, why am I using this? I don't even need this. So I got rid of that and I just started using iMovie for all of my video content when I can. A lot of them are direct uploads, but when I do need to edit something, it's edited in iMovie. And sometimes it's on my iPad, my phone, or my computer. Mostly on my laptop or my 5K iMac because you get more options. But on the phone, they give you the bare minimum and the basics you need to actually edit a full movie. And I think that is fantastic. Fantastic. Apple has put some good things into iOS that are absolutely free and there's no charge for them. So that is really good. And one last feature I have is screen recording. I think this is really nice that it's baked into iOS. You just hit that record button. You get a little countdown, little red bar will pop up, lets you know that it's recording, and then you are off to the races. You can start doing your tutorial or whatever you want to do. Everything is going to be there just like you need it to be. Audio comes out pretty good. If you do need to adjust the gains, you could possibly do so. But it's just a really good feature. And when you want to stop it, you can just go up here and hit stop, and then it'll appear in your photos it's saved in your photos, and you're good to go. So those are a few things I like about iOS. I think Apple has done a great job at baking these things into iOS, and they don't cost anything. You don't have to buy anything, and they work flawlessly amongst iOS devices. That's the only drawback, is that most of these features are only available for iPhones, but there are millions of iPhones floating around out there. So I know plenty of people that have iPhones, but I also know a lot of people that don't have iPhones that wish that they had some of those features. You hear a lot of people making comments saying that they're using the Apple phone, and an Android user walks up and they say, wow, my phone couldn't do that. My phone can't do that on an iPhone. Well, there are things on iOS that Android don't have, and I appreciate them. So it's your man, Jay Will. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.